Okay, so in this video we are gonna learn a few mathematics STAAR 8th grade questions. Okay, let's start with this. Which list shows these numbers in order from least to greatest? Okay, in order from least to greatest. First of all, let's write all these numbers in decimal notation. So 37 over 6, let's try to find 37 over 6 is equal to 6.166. Let's write 3 decimal places. 37 over 6 is equal to 3.166, and keeps going on forever, okay? Let's just write 3 numbers after the decimal point. And the next one is negative 5.17, and 17 is repeating. So it's going to be just negative 5.17, and then we're going to have 1 and 7 again, and it keeps going on forever, right? But for the sake of this question, let's write four numbers after the decimal point. So let me add one more number here. 6 keeps going on forever, so let me add 6 here. Okay, so let's put 3 points. The 3 point, that means it keeps going on forever. Okay, square root of 33. Again, we're going to use our calculator to find that. In your STAAR examination, you can use the calculator in your STAAR test. So root 33. Okay, so as you see, square root of 33 is 5.7445. 5.7445. 33 is 5.744 and 5. And finally, we're going to find negative 26 over 5. Negative 26 over 5 is equal to, okay, so we're going to divide 26 by 5, so it's going to be 26 for 52, 5.2, right? So it's going to be negative 5.2. You can use your calculator, or you can just do the long division, or you can also make the denominator 10. So for example, 26 over 5 is going to be, if you multiply both numerator and the denominator by 2, you're going to get 52 over 10. So that's going to be 5.2. It's negative 26 over 5, so it's going to be negative 5.2. And then let's put 3 zeros here. Okay, so it also keeps going on forever, but we don't know the pattern here. We know the pattern, 17 repeats, and here 6 repeats. Okay, which one is the smallest number? Smallest. So we have two negative numbers. Between these two negative numbers, which one is the smaller one? Let's try to figure that out first. Okay, so let's look at the absolute values of these numbers. Negative. So we know that here we have 5.2000. Let me put that here, or let me just. Okay, I know that 5.2000 is greater than 5.1717, because you see the first number is 5. After the decimal point, the first number is 2. And here it is 1. 2 is greater than 1. That means 5.2000 is greater than 5.1717. But if we just make them a negative number, negative 5.2000, we have to reverse the inequality sign. Okay, it's going to be negative, and this is smaller than negative 5.17 and 17. So here, this is the smallest number. Among these numbers, negative 26 over 5 is going to be the smaller number. Okay, so that means we can just cross this out, and we can just cross this out. Okay, so this is the first, this is the smallest, as you see. Let me put the number first which means smallest for this question. And then this is going to be the second number, the second smaller number. And now we have root 33, which is 5.7445, and 37 over 6, 6.1666. So it's so obvious that 6.1666 is greater than 5.7445, right? So this is going to be the third smaller number, and then this is the greatest number. So let's look at the options. Root 33, because you see this number is actually root 33, and then 37 over 6 is going to be the greatest number. So our answer is going to be H. Okay, so let's do the next example. The numbers are shown on the number line, root 9 over 3 and 2 pi. Okay, so first of all, let's find the value of 2 pi. So use your calculator for that. 2 times, so let's find the pi button. This is the pi. 2 times pi is just gonna be, I multiply pi by 2, right? I multiply pi by 2, which is 2 times pi. So it is 6.2831. Let's write 6.2831. 6.2831 keeps going on forever. And root 9 over 3. What is root 9 over 3? So we know that root 9 is 3, right? We multiply a number by itself and we get 9. What is that number? That is 3. So root 9 is 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9. 3 squared is 9. That means root 9 is equal to 3. So this is 3 over 3. And 3 over 3 is 1. That means this is the number 1 on the number line. And this point is 6.2831. So the question, which value is not located between these two numbers? Between these two. So pi is approximately 3.1415, right? So it's absolutely between this number and this number, because you see, this is 1, this is 6, and 3.14 must be between them. So this is not our answer. It is between these two numbers. And root 9 is 3, and 3 must be between these two numbers. And root 9 over, pi over root 9. Pi over 9. What's pi over 9? Let's use the calculator again. And let's find the pi over 9. Pi, we are going to divide pi by 9. So that's going to be 0.34. 0.34, and it's going to be smaller than 1. It must be somewhere around here, right? It must be on the left side of 1, okay? So it's going to be to the left of 1, 0.34, which is also pi over 9. Actually, this is not 0.34. It keeps going on forever. But as you see, it's not between these two numbers, so the answer is going to be C here. Let me cross this out. And let's just find pi squared over 9, and let's see if this is between these two, okay? Pi squared over 9. That means it is pi times pi over 9, right? We multiply pi by itself, and then we divide it by 9. Okay, so we multiply pi by itself. Pi times pi. It is 9.8696, keeps going on. And then divide this by 9. That's going to be 1.09. This is 1.09. And 1.09 is greater than. It is so close to 1, but greater than 1. That means this is going to be between 1 and 6.2831, which is between 1 and 2 pi. So the answer is going to be C for this question. Okay, so let's look at the next example. Let's look at the next example. I'm trying to make it smaller. Okay, so anyway. Alright. On a map scale, 2 inches represents 60 miles. Which graph best shows the relationship between x, the number of inches on the map, so x is going to be the number of inches on the map, and y, the actual distance in miles, So, okay, let's look at these graphs, okay? As you see, x is the number of inches on map, and y coordinate is the actual distance. So we are going to try to find 2.60, okay? I'm sorry, 2, 60. So we are going to get 2 in the on the x coordinate and 60 on the y coordinate, okay? So let's look at this. For example, let's look at this point. As you see, this is 2. But this is, as you see, this is greater than 60, right? It is close to 125. So it is 2 point, let's say that it is 120, let's say. We don't know. We don't know the exact value, but it is not 2, 60, right? It is not 2, 60. That means this cannot be the answer. Let's look at this option. So this point, let's look at this point. It is the first component. It's going to be 2, as you see, the x coordinate, and the y coordinate. You see, the y coordinate is between 50 and 75. So it may be the answer. It may be the answer. Let's look at the other options, and let's see if one of these is the answer or not. Okay, let's look at this. 2, and it is 2, 100. Let's say 120 again. It's a number between 100 and 125. So again, this cannot be the answer. And let's look at this option. So it's going to be 2, this point is going to be 2, 175. And this is not the answer as well. Alright, so the only option that we are going to choose here is C, because as you see, the y coordinate here is in between 50 and 75. So it's going to be 60, right? So this is the answer. This is the answer. C is the answer. Alright, so let's do this example. A hot air balloon is released at ground level and it rises into the air at a constant rate. After 5 seconds, the height of the balloon is 20 feet. The balloon continues to rise at the same rate. Which table shows the relationship between the time in seconds? So it's going to be x, time in seconds, and the height of the balloon in feet. So it's going to be y. Okay, y is going to be the height of the balloon in feet. So as you see in the question, it says the balloon continues to rise at the same rate. If it continues to rise at the same rate, that means we have a constant proportionality. Okay, we have a constant of proportionality. So here the formula was, for the constant of proportionality, the formula was y over x is equal to k. And in this example, the y is going to be, as you see, after 5 seconds, the height of the balloon is 20, right? So it's going to be 20 feet. So y here is 20 feet, 20, because the height of the balloon in feet is 20, right? Y y is 20, over after 5 seconds. So time in seconds, it's going to be 5 because x is the time in seconds. So if we divide y by x, or if we divide 20 by 5, we're going to get 4. That means the k, the constant of proportionality, is 4, right? So we're going to look at these options, and if we see that y over x is always 4, then that's going to be the answer. Y over x must be always 4. Okay, so here in this one, 2.5 over 10, it is not 4, and we don't have to look at the other options, okay? It is obviously not the answer. And let's look at this. 40 over 10, we divide y by x, okay? 40 over 10, it is 4, but 60 over 20, let me write that here. 40 over 10, it is 4, but 60 over 20, it is 3, right? So we have to get 4 at all times, okay? Always we have to get 4 because it is the constant of proportionality, because it says at the same rate. So since we get 3 here, we don't have to look at the others. This is not the answer. Let's look at the other two options. All right, 25 over 10, which is 2.5, and we don't have to look at the others because all of these ratios must be 4. And let's look at this, 40 over 10. Let me write that here, 40 over 10. It is 4, 80 over 20. It is also 4, 120 over 30. It is also 4, and 160 over 40. It is also 4, and 200 over 50. 200 over 50, it is also 4. So that means this is the answer for this question. Let's look at the next one. Okay, another example. The number of gift baskets Nikki can make varies directly with the amount of time she spends making the baskets. So if you see this, these words, varies directly with, that means there is a constant of proportionality. You have to figure out what y is, you have to figure out what x is, okay? And then we are going to divide y by x, and we are going to get always the same number, which is called the constant of proportionality. Okay? So she can make 4 baskets in 1/2 hour, okay? In half an hour. She can make 4 baskets in half an hour. How many baskets can Nikki make in 5 hours? Okay, so actually you can do this way. 4 baskets in 1/2 hours. So in 5 hours, how many baskets? Okay, you can do that, and you can just do the cross multiplication here. You can say that 1/2 times x is equal to 5 times 4. 4 times 5, which is 20, or yeah, 1/2 times x is equal to 4 times 5. Let me write 4 times 5 there. 4 times 5. Because you can make this if it says varies directly with. Okay? So here we are gonna get x over 2, because 1 time x is x over 2. 4 times 5 is 20. This is multiplication, by the way. So in order to get x, we multiply both sides by 2. 2 times, let me make it red. We multiply both sides by 2. So here 2 and 2 cancels out. X is going to be 40. But we can also do this question using the y and axis. Okay, y over x is the k, which is constant of proportionality. So let's say that y is the number of baskets. The number of baskets. And let's say that the x is the time, the amount of time to make these number of baskets, okay? So let's find the y over x, which is always k because it says varies directly with. So y is number of baskets, so it is 4 here, and 1 over 2. So what is 1 over 2? It is 0.5, right? 1 over 2 is 0.5. So we multiply both numerator and the denominator by 10. So it's going to be 40 over 5, which is 8. What is 8? 8 is the constant of proportionality. 8 is k, and it never changes. So if we make, as you see, how many baskets can Nikki make in 5 hours? If we make x 5, because x, you know, x is the time. So y over x is always 8. Here x is going to be y over x is 5, and it is always 8. Y over x is always 8. And we are going to find the y, right? It is when x is equal to 5. When x is equal to 5, y over x is always 8. So y over 5 is 8. Then we multiply both sides by 5. So, or you can do this. What number divided by 5 is 8? So y is going to be, we multiply 8 by 5. So y is 40. So the answer is going to be 40 baskets. Okay. Nikki can make 40 baskets in 5 hours. Alright then. This is the last example. This is the last example. The value of y varies directly with x. So if you see this, that means y over x is always k. Let's find the k first. When y is 75 and x is 1 over 2. I'm sorry, when y is 75, x is 1 over 2. So here y is 75, let's say, then x must be 1 over 2. 1 over 2. This is k, right? So what is the value of y when x is 2 and 1 over 4? Okay, first of all, let's find k. Let's find k. So here we can, instead of 75, I'm sorry, instead of 1 over 2, we can write 0.5. So 75 over 0.5. You can use your calculator to find this, or we can multiply both numerator and the denominator by 10. 750 over 5. So 75 over 5 is 15. So that's going to be 150. That means k is equal to 150, okay? Don't forget this. We're going to use this for the next case. What is the value of y when x is 2 and 1 over 4? X is 2 and 1 over 4. 1 over 4 is 0.25, so 2 and 1 over 4 is 2.25. 2.25 is x. So we know that y over x is always k. So when x is 2.25, y over x is 2.25, y over 2.25 is equal to k. K is 150. K is 150. So y equals, we multiply 150 by 2.25 to find y. Okay? 150 times 2.25. This is times. So y is going to be equal to, let's use our calculator. Once again, in your STAAR test, you can use your calculator. 8th graders can use the calculator. So 150 times 2.25 is equal to 337.5. And we know that 0.5 is 1 over 2, so it is also equal to 337, and 1 over 2 is going to be the answer. So the answer is going to be B for this example.